Okay, I decided to do this on the spur of the moment. So, you're in my kitchen, and these are the famous Frank Paris's rice balls that the recipe is handed down from my grandparents to my parents, and my parents are deceased, and now it has been handed down to me. So what I'd like to do is hand it down to you guys. Now, you guys have all heard about, well, guys, girls, you've all heard about rice balls that have peas in them. Rice balls that are big, baseball-sized rice balls. And you've heard about rice balls with peas and chopped meat and all that stuff. This is a basic rice ball mix, and it never fails to get somebody addicted. Okay, and what we do is we add 6 eggs to 3 cups of rice, which is going to make about 30 meatball-sized rice balls. So if you've ever wanted to make your own rice balls, and if you like this recipe after using it once, I would suggest that you go for it. And I guarantee you, if you do it correctly, you will have a following. You will have people knocking on your door and neighbors knocking on your door when they hear that you're making rice balls for some kind of an occasion. Now, I have to warn you, it is going to be messy, what you're about to see. The rice balls and the breadcrumbs and the cheese and whatever is going to be in the recipe is going to be all over the place. It's going to be on the kitchen floor. It's going to be on the frying pan. It's going to be all over the stove and that kind of stuff. So it's a cleanup process, and I usually do the cleanup as I'm making the rice balls, as I'm frying the rice balls. So again, let's start with the recipe. You're going to need a dozen eggs. You may not use a dozen eggs, but you're going to need a dozen eggs just to have. You're going to need the large, super large, Four Seasons breadcrumbs that you get from the supermarket. And you're going to need a whole lot of Romano cheese, because the more Romano cheese you put in the rice balls, the better it's going to taste. So here we go. I'm going to pick up the camera now, and I'm going to show you the ingredients. And a couple of frying pans, a couple of large tablespoons, one large stirring spoon. Could be wooden, could be a metal spoon with holes in it, whatever. You'll see me as I do this recipe. You'll see how the equipment is lying around, and you'll see what I'm going to be using. And good luck, because I'm making these for my magic club, which I'm going to see tonight. I'm a magician, and I'm going to surprise my magic club. It's my turn up to bring the food. So our magic club out here in Long Island, we're going to be doing magic, and we're going to be eating rice balls. So that being said, let's get started. Okay, here we go. Here are some of the ingredients that you're going to be using. Some olive oil. I don't have Bertolli oil because Bertolli oil is very expensive, and being a magician, I don't make a lot of money. So I'm using like the natural olive oil that's been blended, okay, with other oils. So but if you really want to be a perfectionist, then you get Bertolli olive oil or some really nice olive oil. Okay, I like the light olive oil. Okay, and of course we have our Four Seasons breadcrumbs. Okay, great. Now, here is the mixture for the rice balls. I'm kind of working my way from the middle backwards for a second or two. The mixture for the rice balls consists of the rice, obviously, and an egg mixture, which was cooked, which was mixed or mixed with Romano cheese and salt in a bowl, a large bowl, which is what I did. Okay, so let's talk about the rice for a second. We boil 3 cups of rice with 6 eggs to get the 30 meatball size rice balls. Okay, now if you want to make more, then you would use, say, a dozen eggs and 6 cups of rice, and that would give you like 60 meatball size rice balls. if you're going to use this, you know, for a party or something or that kind of thing, you usually want to use it as an hors d'oeuvre. So I wouldn't make them bigger than meatball size. And the only thing that's going into the mixture, okay, for the rice balls is going to be the beat up eggs, and probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about a bag of Romano cheese, like you get it in, you know, in BJ's or in the supermarket. Okay, just pour the whole bag into 6 eggs and mix it all up till it's like nougaty, like a thick, not a paste, but you know, just short of a paste. And then you mix it in with the boiled, drained rice. And very important, don't use anything but Carolina rice, because Carolina rice sticks, and you'll be able to take the rice balls out of the pot after the mixture is in them and make them into little balls and then put the breadcrumbs on them. Okay, so there we go. And here is where we're going to put the breadcrumbs that we're going to use to bread the rice bowl mixture. Okay, so I'm going to just pause this and put some breadcrumbs over there so you can see it. Okay, now there's my breadcrumbs. Everybody can see my breadcrumbs all ready to go. Now you're going to be running through breadcrumbs because this is not enough breadcrumbs for all of this rice mixture to make the rice balls. And this is a pretty big pot. I'm not sure what size it is, but it's pretty big. Not restaurant size big, but I would say, oh God, I don't know, 2 gallon, 3 gallon pot. I'm not even sure, but you know, it's a big size pot, and it cooked my 6 cups of rice, which you can see has been mixed with the rice ball mixture. Now what you're going to do here is you're going to take your mixture of eggs, your 6 eggs to 3 cups of rice, and in this particular case I used 6 cups of rice to the mixture, and I made a dozen eggs in the dozen eggs. I used a dozen eggs in 6 cups of rice, so I would make double. I'd make about 60 rice balls. Okay, and I mixed the eggs all up in a bowl, and then I poured in the bag of Romano cheese into the egg mixture, and then I put a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of salt. The combination of the Romano cheese and the 2 tablespoons or 1 tablespoon of salt is what's going to get your rice ball fanatics. Okay, that's how they get gotten. Okay, so here's the mixture all poured into the drained rice and mixed up with a spoon, like you can see. Okay, oh, one other thing. When you're draining the rice in the strainer, pour cold water over the rice in the strainer, okay, to get out some of the starch, because that's going to help a lot in not making it taste mushy. Okay, they'll still taste the rice in the rice ball if you don't have the starch in it, or else it's going to take like a mushy paste. And boil your rice about 20 minutes, no more. I mean, even a little bit less would be good if you want your rice al dente. Okay, one other adventurous thing you can do, which I haven't done in a long time, is you can cut up little cubes of provolone cheese or Sicilian salami cubes or mozzarella cubes or whatever, and as you're making the rice balls, you just stick one little tiny cube inside of it, maybe the size of a small Las Vegas dice, you know, something really small inside of it, so there's a little surprise in the rice ball when they go to eat it, and it'll really taste super. But that's being adventurous, and that takes a little bit more time. And the rice balls are time consuming as it is, so I just, for the purposes of this recipe, I just want to make it a little easy for you guys to see. So there we go. And now we come over to the stove, and you'll see that I have 2 frying pans working here with about 1 inch, maybe a little less of olive oil in each frying pan. Okay, and I'm going to make my rice balls into little tiny meatballs size rice balls, and then I'm going to bread them over the breadcrumb mixture, the 4 Seasons breadcrumb mixture, and then I'm going to use those 2 spoons over there. I'm going to put the rice ball on one of those spoons, and then I'm going to just lay it gently into the frying pan. Okay, when this one's filled up, I'll fill that one. Okay? Okay, now, Here are our 2 frying pans again, and here is a bowl, and I laid some paper towels in the bowl because I'm going to drop the rice balls into the frying pan, and then I'm going to take them as they are cooked golden brown, and I'm going to pick them up with one of those tablespoons again and drop them into the paper towel lined bowl so that the oil will drain from them. And eventually I'll just yank one end of the paper bowl paper towels and then just gently pull the paper towels from underneath them and throw that away, and then the rice balls will be in the bowl. Okay, so there we go. And at this next point, at this segment of it, I'm going to start making the rice balls so you guys can see how the rice balls are made in my fancy schmancy, well, this is not such a fancy schmancy kitchen, but you'll see how they're made. Now you can see it's a production. Okay, you got the oil on the right, you've got the strainer in the sink where I drained all the rice. There's the rice, which is, again, in this particular case, it's a dozen eggs to 6 cups of rice, okay, as opposed to the regular, for just one family of, say, 4, where you have 4 people in the family, so you would make 6 eggs and 3 cups of rice, which would make 30 rice balls. And of course, again, we have our breadcrumbs and our 2 frying pans and our bowl, okay, all set up. Okay, there's more, but I'm going to start making the rice balls, and I'll tell you as I proceed. All right, here we go. I think I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start this process. The oil is hot, and everybody can see what I'm doing here. Here is the rice balls and the breadcrumbs and the 2 frying pans and, of course, the bowl. Okay, so we're ready. So we're going to grab a bunch. Well, make sure your hands are clean. Grab a bunch of rice. Okay, throw some breadcrumbs on it. You can see that I'm throwing the breadcrumbs on it. Make it into like a meatball-sized ball. Remember, the smaller you make them, the more you'll have. And then just put it on a spoon like so, and just drop it in the frying pan. Once you hear that noise, that means that the oil is hot. Okay, so we're going to just continue to do this until we have the frying pan filled up. And here we go. Oops, that one broke. Pick it up again. All right. You can, if you want, after you've run the cold water on the rice, after you drain the rice in the strainer, you can leave it set for a while because it might still be hot. And because hot rice, even with the mixture and the stickiness of Carolina rice, may still break. In my family, we have what's called casualties. Those are the rice balls that break apart in the frying pan. I call them casualties. Those are the ones I eat first. So I'm hoping not to have too many today, but you never know. And here we go. We're getting these things in here. Your hands get kind of full of the rice and the mixture after a while, and it starts sticking to the rice bowl as you take it and stick it in a frying pan. Okay. Now, I'm going to start turning some of these over because the oil is hot, and I kind of made it too high, so these are kind of cooked already. Just going to turn them over, a few of them. And normally we will not cook this fast if you have them on a low flame, but as I said, for the purposes of the video, I wanted to get or expedite a couple of these rice balls so you could see how golden brown they get, and then how I put them into the bowl lined with the paper towels. Now you'll notice my hands are full of the rice mixture. Okay, so once I fill up a frying pan, what I'll do is I'll just take my hands, come over to the sink, and just rub them and get off some of the mixture without actually washing my hands, although maybe I will wash them a little bit. Okay, and got some paper towels here. Dry my hands off. Not a great job because I'm going to go right back to making more rice balls. Okay, but the mixture getting stuck on your hands does impede the rice balls being made. So you want to keep your hands pliable for making the rice balls. Now, this bunch that I put in here is really golden brown. Okay, using 2 spoons mostly, I will turn over the rice balls also. Okay, now that the flame is lower, okay,